Alright guys, I wanted to shoot a quick video here. This was one of the very first wholesale deals that I purchased. So I wanted to do a quick case study on it. This house has 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, just over 1,000 square feet with a full basement. Now this is a very appealing house to me because there's not a lot of retail buyers in this area, but there are a lot of landlord buyers. And I like the landlord buyers a little better because they tend to spend more on properties than what the rehabber will spend, who wants to come in, fix it up, and sell the property at a retail price. Now, how did I find this deal? It was just sitting right there on the MLS. It was listed at $45,000. Now, after looking at the comps, I saw that the investors in this area were buying properties for $45,000. So I knew I had to come in a lot less than that if I wanted to make a profit. So I wanted to make an offer of $28,000, which I was a little timid in doing because I just felt kind of awkward making an offer on a property that was so much less than what the asking price was. So I called the agent and I gave her a verbal offer. Told her I wanted to offer $28,000. And I didn't know if she was going to laugh in my face or if she was just going to flat out reject my offer because it was so much lower than what the asking price was. So I went ahead, made the offer anyway, $28,000, all cash, with a 2-week closing. And within 1 day, my agent got back to me, and they countered the offer at $29,000. So I went ahead and accepted the bank's offer of $29,000. Now in the financing, I used private money. I had a private money lender lined up. The loan amount was $29,000. Like I said, that's what the bank countered the offer at. So when the lender made the offer, I gave him 2 points up front, which I used to do a lot more of when I first got started. I don't offer that as much anymore. And the reason I used to offer that in the beginning was because I wanted to build some rapport with my lenders. I figured if they were making some money right off the bat, that they'd be willing to lend me more money down the road. So once he lent me the $29,000, I gave him the 2 points up front, which was $580. And from there, I offered him a 12% annual rate of return on his investment, which is 12% interest, and it comes out to 1% a month. So in this case, on a $29,000 loan, my monthly payments were going to be $290. Now once I bought the property, I brought my crew in to clean it out. Now there wasn't a lot of trash in there, so it made it a lot easier. Once the property was clean, then I brought in my cleaning service. They come in, clean the countertops, clean the windows, clean the cabinets, mop the floors, vacuum the carpets if there's carpet. Now I'll do this even if the property needs to be gutted. I'll still have my cleaning service come in, just because the property will show a lot better if it's clean. It'll look better, it'll smell better, it'll have it'll be more appealing to an investor when they walk through it. I'll put the plugins in. Like I said, you always want your property to smell good. If it's a complete dump, the plugins will certainly help. It's not a big investment. It's like $15-20. You can get them pretty cheap. So yeah, once these properties, a lot of these bank-owned properties, they sit vacant for a while, and they build up a musty smell. These plugins will, get rid of that smell, or at least eliminate it as much as possible. From there, I'll bring in the exterior crew. They'll come in, cut the grass, clean up the flower bed, get all the weeds out. A lot of times, I'll even have them power wash the front. Now, I didn't have them power wash this house in particular. It didn't need it. But you'll be amazed at how much better a house will look from just a little power washing. Again, it's not a huge expense, and it just makes a tremendous amount of difference from the curb appeal of the house. After that, I'll bring in my photographer. to take professional pictures. Again, not a huge expense, but it does go a long way. I used to take, I think the very first property I did, I took my own pictures, and it's almost laughable at how bad they were when I thought of how good they looked at the time. So hire a professional. I found my guy on Craigslist. He charged me like $100. He comes in, takes the pictures, uses a high definition camera, goes back to his studio. He'll enhance the photos. He'll edit the photos. He'll make them look really, really professional. After the photos are taken, I took the virtual tour, which is basically a 3 to 5 minute tour of the property that outlines all the features that the property has to offer. Now, getting the property sold, I'm not going to focus a lot of time on this video on marketing. I'll save it for a later video. But I bought this property on the MLS, and so I turned around and sold it on the MLS. Now, I'm not a licensed realtor in my area, so I did what's called a flat fee listing service. And in short, a flat fee listing service is basically a for sale by owner on the MLS. You are basically doing the services that a realtor would do. You're just doing them yourself. You're uploading the photos. You're filling out all the legal documents that your state requires for a listing. My broker only charged $99 a month, which was really cheap, I thought. If you don't know of any flat fee listing services in your area, just go to Google, type in flat fee listing service in the city that you live in. I'm sure you'll get a number of listings that pop up. Give them a call, check the rates. It's really a great service. A lot of people don't know about that. Now, when you fill out the documents to get your property on the MLS, there's a financing option. I always put cash only. I don't want to deal with any banks, inspectors, appraisers, anything like that. And I want a just quick and easy closing. Another reason I put cash only is because you'll get a lot of calls from other investors in the area. It's a great way to build your buyers list. Once you get those calls from those buyers, get their information, see what types of properties they're looking for. It's just a great way to build your database. So once I have everything in, I put it on the MLS. I listed it. Once it was live, I had a all-cash offer within 3 weeks. Now, just to go over the deal again, I wholesaled this deal. I wasn't into the rehabbing yet. I was trying to build up my cash base, so I thought wholesaling would do it, which it did. It's a great way to get started in this business. Do a couple wholesale deals, then work your way up to the rehabs. So I purchased this price for $29,000, and like I said in the previous slide, I put it under contract for $42,500 within 3 weeks. Now, looking at the expenses, I had to pay my private lender $870, 2 points up front plus 1% interest. I paid my cleanup guys $300. Come in there, clean it up, get everything looking nice. Now, even though I saved on the seller's commission when I sold the property, my buyer, since it was on the MLS, had a realtor that he was using. So I paid him 3% of what the sales price was, which came out to $1,275. Now, when it's all said and done, from the time I purchased the property to 3 weeks later when I sold it, after all expenses paid, I made a nice little profit of $11,000, which isn't too bad considering from the time I made the offer, from the time I closed on it was 2 weeks, and then from the time I bought it, from the time I sold it was 3 weeks. So in a 5-week span, made just over $11,000. Not too bad. It's not a bad day's work right there. Didn't put a lot of time into this. Didn't put a lot of hours into it. Didn't put a lot of effort. Nice, quick, easy transaction. So if you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them in the boxes below. If you have any recommendations for any future videos I should shoot, let me know, and I'll try and get those as much of those filmed for you as possible. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.